Facebook Live, February 2nd, 2024. Appreciate you all being here today. We're a little bit late with the Facebook Live this week. I lost my voice, and you can probably hear now it's not fully recovered, but it's hopefully good enough to impart some information about, is your broker trustworthy, and the importance of picking a correct broker. So we're going to talk about that, and we're first, of course, going to start with housekeeping matters. We ended up last month up about 1.1% on average, pretty good run. That means our 6-month run on the master account is slightly over 9%, but for most clients, especially the UK clients, we're at about 10%, or it's maybe a little bit more than 10%, 10% and change for the 6 months, which is the most important number, because month to month is important, of course, but over time tells you whether or not you're doing well with the money invested. And the 10% number and change for the UK people is spectacular. That gets us back to our goal range, which we like to be in the 20% plus range every year. So we're happy with those numbers, and patterns look pretty good. So we're very happy with that. Now, a couple of things. One of the things with Facebook Live is we don't have any way of knowing whether or not the audio's loud enough with my hoarse voice. If it's not, we'll re-record it. But I definitely have the microphone up as high as we can go, and I have the dual microphone as well. So hopefully, even though my voice sounds soft, I'm feeling good, and we can continue on. So anyways, let's talk about the importance of broker trust and how to pick a broker. Why is it important? And this is going to be one of the most major decisions any trader is going to make. You can have the very best strategy. You can have a terrific infrastructure. You can have a good risk management profile. But if your broker is dishonest, or your broker doesn't have enough scale, or doesn't have the technology, it won't matter. Okay, let me tell you how this plays out. We last year ended up as the 8th largest client of IC Markets. IC Markets is the largest global provider of CFD Forex. They have over 260,000 active clients, and we were number 8 in volume. Okay, which means we receive a lot of attention from other brokers trying to get us to move to their platforms. And we're always open to making our platforms better, more competitive. And one company really pitched us hard, and we set up a test account with them 6 months ago. Now, as I just mentioned to you, our UK customers over the last 6 months are at about 10% and change in profit. This other broker, had we been with them, would have been even. Same trades, same everything, but you would have lost the profits. This is why it's important to pick a good broker. Okay? And it's not because they're dishonest. It's not because of some type of issues that they have with our trading style. Fact of the matter is they didn't have enough liquidity to provide good spreads. Okay, so we're going to talk about that, but the first thing that you should always look at with a broker is trust. Okay, now, how do you know if they're trustworthy? Because they talk well, or they have a nice web presence? Maybe. But anyone can do that, right? What counts is what's behind the website, what's behind the customer service people. And it comes down to tangible things. As an example, with IC Markets raw accounts, the raw division, which is what nearly everyone is on. They offer $1 million worth of liability insurance in the unlikely event of a broker failure. That is underwritten by Lloyd's of London, which is a top-tier insurance firm based out of the UK. Now, that's important, okay? And it's amazingly large. Let me give you an example. Goldman Sachs, Merrill Lynch, Charles Schwab, any of the major brokers in the United States offer just a little bit more than half of that insurance. Okay, we offer more. Okay, if you look at any bank in the UK, almost 20 times more than you would get with a bank account. I believe the UK is sitting around about 18 times, about 65, 75,000 pounds. Okay, so it's important. They put their money where their mouth is. They actually bought an insurance policy to protect you, and they bought it from one of the top tier firms globally. Okay, so that is a stake in the ground. Okay, now what else do they have? What else should you be looking for? You should be looking for enough scale, and scale is important because as they get more and more clients, they have to pile those clients onto servers, and if those servers are being overworked, the execution will suffer. That's what I think happened with the other firm that we tested with. Okay, you don't want to be on a server that is too crowded. Okay, now this is really important because when I see new clients being onboarded with our copy trading service, I notice how many times we have new servers being added, which means they're paying the money to make sure that people are not being overloaded. That's important. Okay, spreads are important. Okay, how do you get good spreads? The best way to get it is having lots of clients, because what happens is what the brokers will do is they will trade between the clients, which gives you really low spreads. And if there's not enough liquidity, then they go out to a Barclays or a Goldman or a Bank of America, Wells Fargo, and they buy in the open market. Okay, so if you have enough scale, you can absolutely reduce your costs. Further, your IT overhead is lower because you have it being divided by, say, 200,000 clients instead of maybe 5,000 clients. So that's important. Okay. The other thing is, do they have a 24-hour helpline? And when I say helpline, I'm speaking it in terms of the old school way. Actually, an ability to talk to a human, not AI, not a chat bot, but a person. How many times have we tried to change a reservation or had a problem with your cable television or satellite television, internet, cell phone, and you end up dealing with some chat bot, which, quite frankly, doesn't work that well. We have a lot of technology out there, but that certainly hasn't been helpful to me, at least. So do they have enough customer support people? Okay, are the customer support people knowledgeable? Now, I will tell you up front that is the weakest link with the broker we have. They don't use the chat bots, but I think they can use some improvement in terms of the people. I think they probably have enough. Perhaps more experience would be preferable for me, at least. Okay, so we look for people. Okay, we look for infrastructure. We look for insurance. Okay, these are the things that are important. Okay, now we go to another point, the final point, and that is, are they honest? And you know how you can tell they're honest? I know how they're honest because they don't take every client. They actually make clients, even though we have a lot of pull with them, they make clients toe the line. If you need a new address or a better picture of that ID, they're going to ask for it. It's so easy just to turn your eye and say, yeah, approve them, because they don't make money by turning people down. They only make money when you trade, but they turn people down. Okay, that means they want to maintain their licenses. They want to maintain the integrity of the operation. Okay, so that's what's important. So it comes down to people, it comes down to infrastructure, it comes down to insurance, it comes down to ease of the website. And if we ever change from our current provider, it'll be because something has come up that will benefit the client. Okay. So that's where we're at on trustworthiness. And I personally am thrilled that we have that $1 million worth of liability insurance. In fact, many of you know. In fact, if you don't know, you can send a message to the admin here. They'll send you a link. We have a live verified account with my own money in it. And this is a public account. We have much more money on my accounts than this, but we have a public account with a little over 800,000 USD in it. Okay, this isn't a copy trade service where we have $1,000 or $5,000. We've got real money in it, my money, and my kids' money, my family. So that's how we have credibility. We actually put our money where our mouth is. So with that said, and my voice starting to fail a little bit here, we're going to call it Facebook Live, February 2nd. But if you have any questions or you have need more detail than I've covered here, send us a message and we'll get back with you with the answers to your questions. With that, have a great weekend and onward and upward.